why this is the best touring motorcycle on the market. Welcome back at Honest Biker USA. First time here, subscribe, hit the thumbs up. Honda Goldwing, why it's the best touring motorcycle on the market. Let's go through it. We're going to look at aesthetics, creature comforts, handling and responsiveness, service intervals, out of the box stock, the value that you get and what it provides, and just why the Goldwing legacy is as strong as it is. So let's look at aesthetics. This thing looks like a bullet. Personally, I think the aesthetics on this are great. You'll have some that say, it's too plasticky. Oh, I can't stand the way that engine looks. And that's fine. It's not for everybody. But if you look at this bike, it's very stealthy, it's very streamlined, and from 2018 up on the redesign, I think it looks awesome. It's super sporty looking, and I like it. The engine doesn't bother me at all. The way they hit it, because it's black and it kind of flows with the bike, from the profile it looks like one seamless unit. Now head on, can you see it? Absolutely. But it doesn't stick out and bother me like the R18 does in chrome. I think because it's black. So that's a great job by Honda. The aesthetics on this bike to me are awesome. You can get the tour pack on it. For me, I don't need it, but if you're doing the long touring trips, definitely comes in handy. But I would just throw the luggage rack on that they have available and get one of those awesome rack bags from Rick Rack or Nelson Rig or Viking. If you guys want to send me one, be more than happy to take it. But I like that option because you can just rip the bag off and go, and that's your suitcase too. So, but aesthetically, I think the bike is awesome. Creature comforts. It's a Goldwing. Electronic raised windshield. Cruise control. Heated grips. Navigation. Radio. I mean, there's a million things you can cycle through on this. It has everything. There's a little glove compartment thing here that you can store stuff. It has another secret compartment here you can store stuff. The stock seat, C. Not the best. I changed mine to a Saddleman Road Sofa LS that's heated. You put that on and you literally have all of it. You need nothing else. So minus the stock seat, the creature comforts on the Goldwing, phenomenal. Everything is right at your fingertips. Your home screen, your button, it's just right here. The layout, perfect. You got your navigation. I love the analog speedo and tach. Your gear indicator here, your temperature gauge, and then all your ambient air temperature, your miles, your range, and you can cycle through that to show you a myriad of data. It's all there. You have this little wind deflector. If you have the windscreen all the way up and you're like, oh, it's hot, you open this little vent, brings enough air in, keeps you cooler. If you don't want it, boom, close, super easy. How awesome is that? Ergonomics on this bike, love it. A lot of people say, oh, it doesn't come with footboards. Well, that's because it's sportier looking, so they have a sporty peg on it. You can get footboards if you want. I don't need them. I put the Gold Strike Honda highway pegs on, plenty for what I need. Whether I'm going 700 miles or 80 miles, doesn't matter. The Goldwing and these Gold Strike highway pegs cover all the bases, and I like the sporty foot peg because when I am riding the twisties in sport mode, you can really get down there, and it's just awesome. Which, let's go into it. Handling and responsiveness. There is no touring bike on the market that handles or responds better than the Goldwing. There just isn't. Because where the engine is located, because it's so well balanced, and because the weight distribution is dead on with the engineering, the handling on this bike, 800 plus pound touring bike, feels like a sport bike, especially in sport mode. I mean, the thing, you can throw it around and it just responds. When I ride this, it feels like a much lighter bike than the actual weight. It's actually unbelievable. The first time I took it off the kickstand, I was like, whoa, that's it? I mean, my Voyager felt way more effort to get it off the kickstand than this. You know, I've ridden the Road Glide, I've ridden the Chieftain, you have the Pursuit, the Roadmaster. I mean, they're a little heavier to get off the stand. But they're great bikes. But they do not handle or respond like the Honda Goldwing. No way. And I've ridden them. I don't care what anybody says. They just don't. So that's where the Honda Goldwing outshines all of the touring bikes. Responsiveness and handling. If you've ridden one, you know. If you haven't ridden one, it's because you're afraid you're going to like it too much and you might want to get one. Now the Goldwing sounds. You hear the old people all out there, it sounds like a sewing machine. Well, 2017 prior, you're right, it did. 2018 and up, not so much. Has more like a jet fighter Air Force kind of vibe when you're taking off, especially in sport mode. And it has that Porsche-like sounds when you're ripping through the gears with the DCT. They have it absolutely perfected. The dual clutch transmission, it is seamless, works like a champ, and if you're out there saying right now at the TV, I want to shift gears, I can't stand a manual or an automatic, I can't stand an automatic, it's not a motorcycle, shut up. You have the option. You have the button right here. You can go into manual and you have paddle shifters right here and you can shift all the way with your fingers. Is it with your toes? No, but it's with your fingers. You're still shifting. I know it's not the exact same, but that's not what this bike is for, and if that's what you're looking for, don't get it. Pretty simple. This is the best of both worlds. And those who haven't ridden the DCT and just gripe about it, go ride it. We won't take your Harley card away for riding it. It's okay. Don't hurt your feelings. That's not a real motorcycle. Now Honda, one thing you're always assured of when you get the Honda is the reliability, right? You read forums on these bikes at 300, 400, 500,000 miles on them. Other manufacturers, you have forums that you hear that too. But with Honda though, everybody just synonymous. Reliability. Service intervals on this bike, 8,000 miles for oil changes. Amazing. Cost of ownership low. So it really is a great bike if you just want to get on it and go 2,000 miles, or you want to go up in the twisties and go 65 miles an hour and go ripping through and try to ride it like a Ducati. So what else do we got with the Goldwing? Brakes. Awesome. These brakes are really strong. They're sharp. They perform. I've done a lot of emergency braking drills with these, and they are super responsive. So there we go. So we'll just turn it off. Okay. So you see everything will illuminate, gives you your navigation. You have the little joystick here where you can move just like a joystick, or you can hit enter. Actually, let's go home. So you have your home button and your back button. So home, audio source, radio, or if you want to do Apple CarPlay or your Android. Apple CarPlay, you can hook up through your Bluetooth with your headset. So you do have to do that through a headset. The setup process, it's a little cumbersome, but once you get it going, you can display all of your Apple CarPlay right here. I don't use it. This navigation to me is fine, and if I am using music, I just use my iPhone, which is in this little compartment here, and you can bring your cord and you can charge it while you're listening to it, and I just Bluetooth it to my headset. But that's your audio source, right? Radio ID, your navigation, like we said. It'll go through, enter your destination. Now, a lot of people, so let's say menu, right? Let's say destination input. A lot of people, it's funny, they don't like it because, let's say we're going by city name, right? You have to manually go through and type it out. Now it takes a minute. It's not a big deal. Some people are like, should be faster. Okay. I don't have a problem with that at all. Go back to the home button. You have your phone vehicle setting, and audio setting. So everything you need right here at your fingertips. If you're riding, it won't let you use this, obviously, because you're riding. You use all the controls here on the handlebar. So basic, here's your automatic and manual, your drive and neutral, your cruise control, okay, resume and set, heated grips. Now the grips and the heat is controlled right here with this button. You can turn it up and down, and they do get hot. If we want to look, which I mentioned earlier, let me just turn that off. The windscreen returns to the position you previously had it. If you look down in here, you see this wishbone suspension. Can you see that right in there? Pretty awesome. That thing just bounces around, so it handles really well. Now you see I'm on a hill. Now I can't put this bike in gear like another bike, right? So what do I got to do? An emergency brake. Boom. See that? So you have an emergency brake right here. You have hill assist when you're on a hill. This is where your gas goes. And there's a little secret compartment here. You can store stuff, but here's the button to push to open the gas cap. So kind of like a little hidden feature. The one thing about this bike that is really helpful, it has a little electric motor, so you can go forward and reverse. Now let's just do that. So here we are, right? We're kind of on a slope going downhill, and you're like, oh, I don't want to push this big heavy thing backwards, right? Wah. It's really not that big a deal. However, what you can do, as long as you're in neutral, there's a button here, forward and reverse, okay? So once you push that in, we now control forward and reverse by these little paddle shifters, okay? So once you hold the brake in, okay, you hold the brake in, you squeeze the brake first, and then you hit this button. It has a little picture of a Goldwing, forward and reverse. There's a plus and minus paddle shifter. Well, the minus is reverse, right? So watch. This illuminates to an R, you see that? And now I'm backing up with the electric motor. Or let's just say I wanted to go forward because I wanted to get into that little spot and I didn't want to hit the gas. There's a little forward motor. Now, do you need that? Nope. I prefer to do it while riding because it makes you a better rider, but having that reverse is nice in a jam. So now to release it, you just push that button back in, you're in neutral, and you're ready to go. So we'll put that back on, kickstand down. We said aesthetics from the side, phenomenal. There's that flat 6. I think it just blends in really well. Streamlined with all the black. I think the color is great from the front. Super bright LEDs. Now, this is where you see a lot of people have the issue with the engine casing on the side. Just doesn't bother me. I don't know. So either like it or you don't. I know some of you out there right now, I don't like it. Well, don't buy it. The other profile side, super nice. And then the rear, it's got a wide rear tire, super wide rear tire. Everything just fits together though. This is where if you get the luggage rack, it'll fit right in here, sit right here, put a nice bag on it. And obviously with Honda, all of the bags are electronic, so if you have the key away from it, it won't open. But I just think the Goldwing is a tremendous touring motorcycle, and because all that weight is so low, like I said, the handling and responsiveness, phenomenal. And with this Saddleman seat, shout out to Saddleman. Look at this thing. It's awesome. Super comfortable. So, I don't know. And this is coming from someone who never thought they'd own a Goldwing. Not because I couldn't get one, but I just never even thought about it until the opportunity came up. Like I've told you in other videos, I was like, yeah, I'll try it. Open-mindedness, people. And I like it. So, in any event, let's take a look. So these are the little, they're wider than regular pegs, but it's not a floorboard. And then my my highway pegs. It's perfect for me. I mean, that's all I need. Oh, it also has a center stand. Forgot to tell you about that. Now it does have passenger floorboards and battery tender. I mean, the Goldwing is just so smooth, and just whether it's this kind of road, highway, just absolutely awesome. So easy. If you're looking at touring bikes and you don't ride the Goldwing, you're making a mistake. So at least go, I know they're not great on test drives, but if you know somebody that has one, or get on one of these Rumble sites or whatever it is and rent one for a day, even if it's $200, it gives you a really good indication of what you're buying. I mean, the speeds that this bike can handle at on these kind of roads is pretty awesome. You know, these are pretty sharp turns. And I am no riding engineer. Just your average dopey rider. So comparing this across all those other brands in that price range, I find it hard pressed to find a bike that beats the Goldwing across the board. I just don't see it. Doesn't mean I don't like all those other bikes. I do. But boy, is this one good.